Frederik van Slabbert has a lot going for him. At only 41, he's the leader of his party. He's alert and intelligent, with a doctorate in sociology. He distinguished himself at rugby, a game which many white South Africans care more about than politics. And even his critics admire his sincerity. His main drawback, though, is that unlike most South African voters, he does not believe in apartheid.
That constitution must allow for full citizenship, irrespective of race, and no domination.
Dr. Slabbert is under no illusions about the Herculean task of trying to wrest power from the nationalists. In fact, he says he doesn't even think about becoming South Africa's next Prime Minister. His goal is to pressure the government to reform before it's too late.
All of us, white or black, are part of an unjust system. It's a question of what do you do? Do you, through your actions, contribute to maintaining that system, or do you contribute to changing that system?
In July 1987, in defiance of the government, a group of Afrikaner dissidents met with their exiled compatriots of the banned African National Congress. This historic meeting took place in Dakar, in the West African Republic of Senegal. The international community welcomed this meeting as a hopeful development, but both the South African government and extreme conservatives denounced these Afrikaners as traitors to the apartheid state and the Afrikaner community.
We gather on foreign soil, but on a shared continent. We are among friends, although we live in a country which government is determined to keep us enemies.
On our shoulders rests the task of removing the racist Pretoria regime, dismantling the apartheid system, and transforming South Africa into a united, democratic, and non-racial country.
In 1963, I left South Africa to study in East Germany. I studied history. I'm now in the process of making history.
I'm Trudy de Ridder. I was born and bred in Pretoria, educated at Stellenbosch and UNISA, and at present a psychologist in the school.
My name is Andre Brink. I'm a writer.
I'm a professional troublemaker, an ex-sometime and future terrorist, like 23 to 30 million other fellow South Africans. And I'm very proud and very happy to be here. I haven't seen so many South Africans together for a long time. It's a wonderful feeling.
My name is Thabo Mbeki. I'm an Afrikaner. We view it as a matter of vital importance that our white compatriots should themselves join the struggle, that they should abandon the camp of racism and become part and parcel of the democratic forces of our country.
There is a sadness that we have to meet so far from our common fatherland. This in itself is a tragic commentary on the history we share. Some of you have traveled far and suffered much pursuing freedom for your country. And despite whatever differences there may be, we have come to talk to you because we realize your critical role in finding a resolution to our tragedy.
The fact that such people, high-profile people, had met the leadership of the ANC was something very significant, because it went a long way in translating our policy of building a non-racial society into practice.
But in a sense, I suppose Dakar can be seen as the kind of plug in the bath. You know, once the plug was removed, the water could start flowing. And then I'm specifically talking about the whole question of the legitimacy of dialogue, the fact that it became increasingly acceptable to go north and to go and talk to the ANC.
It ended the loneliness of being out there as an Afrikaner thinking differently from the rest of the tribe. I met with people who thought like me, and they were also Afrikaans speaking, but also sort of making social friends and meeting these ugly communist terrorists as human beings. That was very liberating.
We all could have done more than we really did. On the other hand, I think it is only fair to say, if you think of the small number of people who were there, and if you think of the contribution that they have made as a small group from Dakar to today, then it is absolutely incredible what, in fact, the effect has been, and the influence has been, and the success of that meeting in helping so many people towards a new South Africa.
Dr. van Zyl Slabbert het 4 grade by die Universiteit van Stellenbosch verwerf en in 1967 is 'n doktorsgraad in filosofie aan hom toegeken. Hy het 'n groot rol gespeel in die reëling van die eerste samesprekings tussen die ANC en die destydse Suid-Afrikaanse regering in Dakar in 1987. Dr. van Zyl Slabbert sê die universiteit sal sosio-ekonomiese probleme met alle dringendheid aanpak. Die universiteit sê hy geniet Dr. van Zyl Slabbert se steun vir die rigting waarin hy nou beweeg.
Dr. Slabbert is nou ingehuldig hier by ons universiteit en dit is baie belangrik dat ons almal verstaan dat dit is deel van die vernuwing van die universiteit.